Today's video, we're going to be removing and installing the injection pump on this Ford 5600 sitting behind me. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this pump on this tractor has been leaking on me for quite a while now. As you can tell, it's got everything kind of coated with diesel and dirt and everything. It's pretty nasty. So I finally got some time. We're gonna pull this pump off today, get it sent out and rebuilt, and then install it back. So there's a few things I did off camera already. I went ahead and removed the battery tray, the battery cables, give us some room here. That way we're not fighting it when we're pulling this pump out. Also got everything cleaned up as good as I can. Got all the dirt and debris off the lines and then the pump as best as I could with some compressed air, shot vac, brake clean, whatever you can use. Just get that all cleaned up. That way we don't get any dirt in the engine or the pump or fuel system. And I went ahead and unhooked the lower radiator hose here because we got to get to this plate right back here, and it just makes it easier. Let's go ahead and get started taking some of this stuff off. And don't forget to turn your valve off here to the tank, your fuel valve. This one's actually leaking on me too, so I'm going to be replacing that as well. So first I'm going to go ahead and remove the injector lines here. We're going to go ahead and remove them all the way off, both ends on the injector and the pump. That way we have plenty of room when we're pulling this pump out. Make sure you have something to catch all your fluids, because it's going to be leaking fuel and everything out there on the ground. We got one more in the bag here. A little stubby wrench. Okay. Go ahead and take this little clamp off here. Looks like I could use a new one anyway. Yeah, we'll get a new rubber piece for that. That's pretty worn out. Now we should be able to fish these lines out from the top here. All right, with those lines removed, I just got these little rubber caps I'll put over the injectors. That way we don't get any dirt into the injectors. Picked them up at the hardware store. Work great for these injectors. And I'll also do that here for the injection pump. We're getting it rebuilt, but it'll keep fuel going everywhere also. Next, we'll go ahead and remove this feed line going to the pump. Sure you don't lose your copper O-rings there. Oop, that's one way to do it. And we'll put another cap on that. Next, we can take off this kill switch here cable. Like so, and this spring here. Now we can go ahead and unhook the throttle clip on there. Like so. Sure to save that clip. And we got this line right here. Take it off. Go ahead and plug it also. Lastly, we'll unhook this line here off the injector. Just like so. All right, as far as everything that's hooked to the pump, we got everything off of there. All there will be is these 3 bolts that hold the pump on. And another thing you need to make sure where your pump is timed at. You can see in here, there are marks here on the frame of the tractor, and you should have a little score mark. If not, you can make your own. Mine's set right at 0, so make sure to check that on yours and take a picture of it. That way when you get your pump back from being rebuilt, you can put it back in the same time as it was. All right, next we're going to remove this plate, give us a little bit more room. That way we can take this radiator hose off, and we can get to that plate on the back side. Now we can get to this radiator hose clamp. Give that thing a pitch. If you need to clean any more dirt off at this time, it'd be a good idea. Now we have plenty of room to access this front plate. All right, I got that blow-by tube out of there. We can get the rest of these bolts now. All right, that's the last bolt. Should be 5 of them all together. Now we can just get behind it with a screwdriver. Just pry it right off, just like so. There's that plate. All right, now we can remove these 3 bolts here. Just be careful not to drop them down in the engine here. Now the gear should be loose, just like so. All right, all we got left to do to get this pump out is take the 3 bolts holding it here. For the back bolt, you can get it about a 6-inch extension and a deep well socket. You can get to that back one pretty easy. All right, got that one out. And our last bolt right here. Just make sure to hold the pump while you're taking this last one out so it don't fall out on you. All right, that one's out. Now it should just slide right on out of here. And go throw it on the bench and take a look at it. All right, guys, as you can tell here, this thing is pretty nasty. Like I said, it's been leaking for quite a while now, and it shows all that grime and stuff built up on it. I'll show you the front of this pump. You see there's a little keyway here. I'll go show you here on the tractor. You can see in the hole there at the gear, there's a little pin that sticks out that's offset there. So that lines up with this keyway here in the shaft of this injection pump. So that's how you remove the pump. So I'm gonna go box this pump up, send it off to get rebuilt, and then we can put it back on. So let's go ahead and skip to the future. All right, got the pump back. I sent it off to Area Diesel. They had it to me in about 2 weeks. They're great people to deal with. So if you're in need of injectors or pump rebuild or whatever, I'd go check them guys out. Like I said, here's their card if you want to take a snapshot of that, or I'll put some information down below in the description. So let's go ahead and go throw this back on the tractor, see if we can't get this tractor running today. It's a nice rainy day today, so we're gonna finish this thing up. So if you hear a little noise from the rain, apologize for that. I'll go ahead and show you what I did here off camera. I got this thing all cleaned up. It was so caked on with diesel fluid and oil and dirt or whatever, but I got it all good and cleaned up, painted up. Went ahead and replaced that valve here on the fuel tank, new filter, and just kind of painted it up. So we should be good to go to install this new pump. Like I said before, you see that little nipple there? We got to line that up here on the pump, right here in this slot. So that's all we got to do to get that pump lined up and back in time. Let's go ahead and slide this pump in here. Just kind of eyeball it and see where that slot is. It should make it a little easier. And you can hold that gear from the back side, kind of get her lined up. Just like so. Throw your bolt in there. Just get them where they're just snugging up. Don't get them too tight yet. There you go. Just want it where you can still turn it. All right, now that we got those 3 bolts snug here holding the pump on, we need to put our 3 bolts in the gear, this cam gear that holds it to the shaft of the injection pump. You'll be able to see, it's hard to see here, but if you got it right, your bolt holes line up perfect there. You can kind of see and make sure you got, the gear will fall off that shaft, but it seats on there, so you'll know when you're working on it there. So I'll just put these 3 bolts in. Not the best place to get a camera in. You see that there? Now we got the pump all bolted down. Everything's good to go now. Just go ahead and tighten your bolts up here, holding your gear on, and then we'll get to tightening them down later once we put it on the right timing mark. All right, guys, if you're getting any value out of this video, go ahead and hit that like button down below, and consider subscribing to the channel to see more videos like this. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together on this tractor. You don't need to see the video on that. It's just how it came off. So I'll save you that time. I'll get everything bolted back down, all the lines and everything back together, and then I'll bring it back and we'll try to get this tractor started. All right guys, I got it all back together. So let's go ahead and open up the fuel valve here. See if we can't get any fuel to the pump. And I got my timing mark here back where it was, set at 0 like it was before. So that'd be a good starting point. We'll go ahead and crack these lines, try to get a little air out of the system before we start cranking on it. It looks good. We know we got fuel to the pump now. Go ahead and crank it over and see what she'll do. Getting no smoke yet, so I'm gonna crack these injector lines. As you can see, we were getting a little bit of smoke, so it shouldn't be long to close these off. Alright guys, everything looks good. No leaks anywhere. Engine sounds good. You can really tell the timing by the sound of the engine. It sounds just like it did before I pulled it off. That means I got the timing right about where it was. So we're good to go there. I guess that's going to be it for today's video. If it helped you out at all, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Consider subscribing to the channel. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.